is going to be Kevin Clark out of Regina against Dave Gourley from Cranbrook in this opening semifinal to see who will move on and play for the $10,000 first prize in men's 5-pin play.
Kevin Clark to lead it off. Left side of the approach, straight angle to the pocket. Good first shot. Not much movement on the ball, mostly straight end over end roll. Kevin's going to rely on that angle.
Nice way to begin for Clark with a spare.
Dave Gourley, see which approach he uses. Changed from a 3-step to a 4-step. Now back to that 4-step. Nice looking reaction. Little bit of break to the ball. Has to keep his feet slow, and that's the reason he changed. Went to the 4-step. Helps to slow him down just a little bit. Length of the approach hasn't changed much. He didn't back up any. Just one extra step. Keep it smooth. Nice and controlled at the foul line.
Oh boy.
Right hand pocket. Ball breaking from right to left on the lane.
Whoops, a little stumble and he'll miss that left corner.
A little bit of a stick at the foul line there.
We've seen that a lot.
We have, again, heat, humidity has such a big effect on the player's slide and the bowling ball and the reaction. That's the one he wanted. He was solid at the foul line that time and got through the shot in good shape.
So he follows up his strike with a 15-43 through 2 for Dave Gourley. Now Kevin Clark up with a spare in the first.
Kevin with 9 strikes in his first 2 games. 6 in the 281 game, and including a big 4 in a row right in the middle. Crosses over the head pin that time. Right hand pocket, but just thick enough to carry.
Kevin Clark from Regina opens with a spare strike. Dave Gourley from Cranbrook, BC, the strike and an open as we play this first semi-final. Men's 5-pin Canadian Bowling Championship, and Clark follows it up now. That's back-to-back and marks in the first 3 frames.
2 in a row, both great shots. Good lift on the ball. Crosses over. Great reaction. Wow. Big lift on that one, but right on the nose. It's a head pin split. Dave's got a chance to make a spare here with that little bit of a curve hook. He can hit the 3-pin thin, back towards it. Good try.
You know, when we began the play 5 weeks ago, we pointed out that there were 6 bowlers of the 16 who had no previous television appearances, and just the one has gotten through, and that's a Scott Barber. When you look at Clark, Gourley, and Bourne, they've all been on TV before.
Many times. And if you take Scott Barber, if you take his experience in C5 and Masters and big-time tournament play, he's got the experience, just not under the lights.
Oh, gee whiz.
big break. He made a great shot on this one. He's in the left-hand pocket, which is really where Dave prefers to play. Nice and solid at the foul line that time.
That's the three that comes all the way across.
Big bounce. Great reaction.
Well, he's got it going. Remember we said these are 4 bowlers that over the course of the tournament so far and over the weeks have been able to string them together.
Absolutely. I mean, they all have great ability, no question, but their games, they keep it fairly simple. It's very easy to duplicate approach, arm swing, everything. And that makes stringing strikes just a little bit easier.
Kevin Clark from Regina. Another one? Yeah, my goodness.
Wow.
Out of the Bowlerama Lanes and Golden Mile Bowling Center in Regina. Carries a .257 league average. Dave Gourley, as he steps up now, out of the Juniper Lanes in Cranbrook. And he has a strike up as well in 4.
Nice, smooth, slow approach.
That does not help.
Gonna have to make a move. Left corner pin, split. Now a head pin. Wrapped around 2 strikes. Change the angle a little bit. Try and get the ball to be on the side of the head pin.
Thing for Dave Gourley is as well. He just looks at the scoreboard and sees what Clark has already put together. And he's in such a hole here. This could be over before he even breaks a sweat.
Well, he can be a long ways behind, but there's still 5 frames to go. That's 225 pins, so that would make a big jump if he could go all the way out. The way Kevin Clark's throwing the ball, Dave may have to.
Well, here's his first chance. Coming off the open. Did he adjust?
Made an adjustment somewhere in that swing, got the ball into the right-hand pocket. A little bit of deflection, leaves himself a right corner. Solid spare.
So now it's Kevin Clark. Trying to make it 5 in a row.
Kevin Clark was here last year and he lost in the preliminaries to the eventual runner-up, Stéphane Lapense.
Oh, late again, but great action.
Right-hand side going away and he gets another break. Makes a good shot. How much the ball moves. 3-pin takes out that left corner pin right at the very end.
But that 3 was standing. I mean, it almost looked like it was going to be until the 5 came across.
Good lift on the ball. Good forward roll. It's breaking things up here.
Oh dear. Now, if you're Dave Gourley, you're liking that.
Small opening. Long way to come back. Kevin Clark now with 225 through 6. And this frame to clean up should give him 240 through 7.
So the open, his first comes in the 7th. And the 13 count leaves him at 236. But it's an opening, as Bill says, for Dave Gourley. Now he has to take advantage. He has to start stringing something together.
Critical 7th frame. Left hand pocket. Best pinfall Dave gets is in that pocket.
Got another one?
Once more.
Sure does. So Kevin Clark, with that open now, has allowed Dave Gourley to do at least a little bit of a comeback.
Small opening, but two absolute perfect shots from Dave Gourley. Left-hand pocket, no question they were strikes.
And now Clark tries to start another string of his own, and he does. Look at this.
Boy, he is so accurate. Left-hand side, but he's getting good reaction right now in both pockets. Nice control. Little bit of a backup rotation on that ball. Driving hard into the pocket.
Crossed over.
Big lift that time. As you say, crossed over. Head pin a little bit thick. Leaves himself a chop off. Had two previous chop offs in his first week. Spared both of them. And solid on this one. We talked about it in the opening. Accuracy, consistency. Both these players, great strike shooters, but more than that, they hit the middle, they make all their spares.
So Dave Gourley now comes up in 9, and he has the 2 strikes.
Possibility of 306, and he needs all 4 of these at the end to put any pressure back on Kevin Clark.
Yeah, he needs it. Oh, that was tough. That was tough.
Good looking shot, got ripped on that right corner pin. Just a little bit thick. Let's see what happens to the head pin. Little thick, head pin went behind, 3 pin went in front that time. Unfortunately for Dave Gourley, there's not enough frames left in this game. Kevin Clark with 281 without throwing the ball. Dave's maximum 274 now.
And it was just that inconsistent start for Gourley. I mean, he had the 3 opens, a couple of strikes in the first 5 before he really consistently found the range.
Well, 5 frames, as you say, 3 open frames. Kevin Clark, meanwhile, had 4 strikes in a row in that opening. So you're down a long ways before you really even get out of the gate.
Couldn't hang it on. So he'll finish with a 257. We welcome Dave's wife, Sarah, to Calgary. And now we'll finish out the 10th for Kevin Clark. Very impressive scorecard, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's his first miss on the middle. Of course, the biggest part of that was those 5 strikes in a row in frames 2 through 6. On the inside for a spare. And another great shot to finish it off.
316 for Kevin Clark. And he will move on to the final. Boy, is that nice. Look at that.
Solid game. Never left a pin on the lane. Made all his spares where he had opportunities.
Kevin Clark will play for the $10,000 that goes to the winner. Men's 5-pin, the Canadian Bowling Championship.